As a hobby artist who never learned the fundamentals such as color theory, composition, or form, I tend to use a lot of shortcuts in my art, and that especially applies to backgrounds. I only really draw characters, so like 90% of my pieces have the same dookie butt brush and a solid color as a background, and oh my god, it gets so bad sometimes. I'm so lazy. But today I will be attempting to change that, at least to some degree. I'll be doing a quick study on some of the iconic backgrounds in Steven Universe as well as being Puppycat. Quick disclaimer, I'm so serious when I say I have never in my life done a single art study, so I apologize if my method is actual butt cheeks, because once again, I have no experience doing this. So, please don't roast me too hard, but let's get to it. Wait, one more thing before we start. If you have an OC, character, avatar, whatever, that you'd like me to draw in a video, please submit it to this email. I need more submissions, and I'd love to draw your characters since Art Fight is still months away, and I've literally been clawing at the walls to draw other people's characters. So please submit if you have anything. Okay, for real this time, let's get into it. Okay, getting started. I just went in and picked 3 images that stuck out to me. We're starting off with Steven Universe, by the way, and I am directly color picking from the images and jotting down notes that I noticed about each of them, like how the distant objects in the background are a very similar color to the sky, as well as like the high contrast used in the foreground to make objects stick out. And same with the second one. I also noticed that the artist used pure white, which is usually looked down upon, but I think it works very well and it makes it very bright. And yeah, my overall notes were like it's high contrast, lots of pastels, blue purples for shadows, and yeah, analogous color palette. And then we're gonna move on to being Puppycat, where I'm doing the same thing, like jotting down or color picking the colors, but you'll see me struggling a lot more in this one. The artist uses like a lot more warmer colors as well as like lighting techniques that I think my color picking like kind of doesn't work very well with it. But I'm still trying my hardest, but yeah, my notes are a lot more unsure for sure. But yeah, so my overall ones were like lighting stuff, purples and blues again for shadows, saturated colors, and yeah. Now I'm going into drawing one of my own pieces. I went in and I tried to do a style of my own, which maybe wasn't the best idea now that I'm like reflecting, but yeah, I try and do this in my own like background style, like trying to develop my own background style instead of doing like a direct style copy or yeah, study. But in the end I think it works out. Maybe not with this piece in particular, but yeah, I'm working on it. And then for all of these, I try and do like similar compositions with like the sun and then like a foreground and like a very simple sky, just to keep it simple for my very muchly background beginner self. But yeah, I think these ones, like these little thumbnails, were really helpful in just trying to develop like a style and a feel for drawing backgrounds, as once again it's something I genuinely never do. Like I genuinely never draw backgrounds. It's kind of embarrassing. But in this piece in particular, I really didn't like how the clouds were kind of the focus, like they were the brightest colors instead of the sun, or I didn't frame the sun very well in making it the center of attention. But yeah, this was the first one, so I'm not very mad about it. But once I'm done with like the actual drawing, I'm gonna go ahead and jot down like some notes that I thought were like the negatives, like stuff that I could improve on, and then like stuff that I did like about it, because you always gotta mix in a little bit of positive in there. It's always good to see like the bright side of things as well as the negatives in a constructive way, a healthy way, if you will. Alright. Getting into the second little thumbnail that I'm doing, I'm starting off with another color palette, and I think I like this one more personally. you'll see it as it progresses, but I go for more pinkish, more reddish, staying on that side of the color wheel more, while utilizing like those purples as like the shadows and the clouds, like I noticed in the backgrounds used in both Steven Universe and being Puppycat. Yeah, one of the things I really liked about those backgrounds is definitely the use of purples and blues in the background, and yeah, I tried to use that in my own piece, and yeah. I also built off of the other thumbnail that I did, and tried to make the clouds, instead like of being the focus, kind of frame the sun in a way that brings like the eye towards the sun more, and then yeah, just making the foreground this pretty pink and purple color to also frame it. And I also use like these cute little dots and sparkles and lines to kind of like make it pop more. I don't know, because I feel like in the Steven Universe style they use like these really pretty stars, and I wanted to do that in my own way, so I used like these cute little dots and lines and such, and I think it turned out so precious. Like I really love this one, but yeah, right now I'm just like fixing up the shapes and such, but yeah, here's my notes. Stronger shapes potentially in the next one. Yeah, make the foreground more contrasty, and once again, stuff I liked, like the details and the colors. And then going into this next one, I did the same thing, like picking the colors and such, but I just couldn't get it to work out in a way that I really liked. And this was also like a bigger one that I was doing as opposed to like those smaller thumbnail sketches, so I was a little bit more intimidated by the challenge. So yeah, I ended up scrapping this and then starting a new one. And this one I ended up liking, the sun being red, and the framing foreground. Yeah, you can definitely tell I'm using the same composition more or less for all of these pieces, but honestly, yeah, it's really gotten me more comfortable with drawing this. But yeah, once again, I definitely think I could work more on like my shape language. Like the foreground is kind of like this blobby mess, but I think it looks pretty. Like as long as it looks pretty, TBH, I'm just happy. But yeah, this is how this one came out. Alright, in this last one I am revisiting that color palette that I was having trouble with before, and kind of like trying to reimagine it. Not really though, I don't know what I'm talking about. Literally all of these have the same composition, more or less. But yeah, in this one I guess I try and like push mid-ground more, like with those further mountain range thingies, those blobs, whatever they are. I don't know. I'm just practicing, guys. Please don't roast me. But yeah, I learned to love the color palette that I chose in this one. And I like how the sky is kind of like the dustier color, whereas the foreground's like this cool, like fun, colorful purple. It really adds that contrast, and yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this one. Man, I'm pretty tired from doing all that practicing. Yeah, I'm not used to this, but yeah, I'm pretty proud of what I was able to accomplish in these few short exercises. So let me know if you enjoyed this. And again, please submit a character to this email. Yes, you watching this right now. I literally know you have one. Anyways, I'll stop threatening you. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, it will be a Drawing Your OCs video if I have enough submissions. So, again, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.